The transition from drafting a policy to verifying its execution is the stage where true organizational accountability is established and measured. We are exploring the essential professional steps required to audit your records retention controls to ensure they maintain the highest levels of accuracy and legal defensibility. Typically, an organization may have a perfectly written document that is never actually reflected in the server configurations or the daily habits of the workforce. In practice, the purpose of this review is to bridge the gap between what the rules say and what the systems are actually doing with the data. What this means is that we are shifting our focus from the creation of standards to the rigorous verification of those standards in a live technical environment. Before we continue, a quick note. This audio course is a companion to our course companion books. The first book is about the exam and provides detailed information on how to pass it best. The second book is a Kindle-only ebook that contains 1,000 flashcards that can be used on your mobile device or Kindle. Check them both out at cyber.author.me in the Bare Metal Study Guide series. A formal audit is best understood as a structured and objective examination that ensures your actual, daily data practices perfectly match the written rules found in your official retention schedule. It serves as a quality control mechanism that identifies whether information is being kept too long or, conversely, destroyed before its legal lifespan has officially concluded. In practice, this process involves looking at both the human workflows and the automated background tasks that manage the life cycle of your records. Typically, a successful audit provides the leadership team with a reliable assurance that the organization is meeting its regulatory and legal record-keeping obligations. By conducting these reviews, the organization demonstrates a proactive commitment to professional data hygiene and risk management. One of the most effective ways to test the integrity of your program is to practice by checking if specific files scheduled for deletion 3 months ago have actually been removed from storage. You might select a category of records, such as old job applications or expired vendor quotes, and search for them in the Active Directories and the backup archives. In practice, finding these expired records still in existence indicates a failure in the communication or the automation of the retention policy. Typically, these small gaps can grow into significant liabilities if they are not identified and remediated through regular, disciplined testing. What this means is that your audit is a search for the truth of your data's lifecycle, ensuring that the delete command is actually working. A major and frequently occurring pitfall in modern corporate governance is the tendency to have a perfect policy on paper while failing to execute it effectively in the complex digital environment. This often happens when the legal department writes a schedule, but the information technology, IT, department lacks the tools or the time to configure the corresponding deletion cycles. In practice, a policy that is not enforced is often worse than no policy at all, as it can be used in court as evidence that the company is not following its own rules. Typically, judges and regulators look for the active enforcement of a program rather than just the existence of a manual on a shelf. This realization highlights why the audit phase is a non-negotiable part of a mature and defensible information governance strategy. You can achieve a significant and immediate quick win for your governance program by performing a random spot check on 5 different department folders during the current work week. This exercise involves picking a few diverse areas, such as finance, human resources, and engineering, and reviewing a small sample of their oldest files against the retention schedule. In practice, this high-speed review often reveals common patterns of over-retention or misunderstandings of the policy that can be addressed through targeted training. Typically, these spot checks are less intimidating than a full-scale audit and help to build a culture of constant awareness and improvement. What this means is that you are using small, manageable actions to maintain a high level of professional oversight across the entire enterprise. Visualize the profound professional confidence you will feel when an external regulator or an auditor asks for objective proof of your organization's data destruction, and you can provide it instantly. Instead of a frantic search for answers, you are able to produce a clear and organized set of reports that show exactly when and how the information was removed according to the policy. Typically, this level of preparedness immediately establishes your credibility and reduces the overall duration and intensity of the external inspection. In practice, being able to prove compliance is often just as important as being compliant, as the evidence is what the legal system actually consumes. This visualization serves as a powerful reminder that the work you do during an internal audit is a direct investment in the organization's future peace of mind. In the field of professional data disposal, we use the specific term certificate of destruction to describe the formal, time-stamped record created when digital media or files are permanently wiped. This certificate provides the definitive proof that a specific set of records was destroyed using an approved and secure method, such as cryptographic erasure or physical shredding. In practice, these certificates are often provided by third-party vendors or generated automatically by advanced information management software. Typically, these records are archived as critical evidence of the organization's commitment to its defensible disposition goals and its privacy promises. What this means is that you are treating the death of a record with the same level of formal documentation as its birth and its active life. Reviewing your automated audit logs on a regular basis helps you catch technical failures in the deletion software before they lead to a significant accumulation of unnecessary and risky data. Even the most sophisticated systems can experience errors where a retention tag fails to apply or a background job is interrupted by a server update. In practice, these logs tell the story of every action the system took, providing a line-by-line account of what was deleted and what was bypassed. Typically, a seasoned practitioner looks for anomalies in these reports, such as a sudden drop in the volume of deleted files, which might indicate a configuration problem. This technical oversight ensures that your automation remains a reliable and accurate tool for supporting your high-level legal and compliance goals. Imagine a challenging and high-pressure lawsuit where the opposing counsel discovers that your company kept a massive batch of emails that you officially claimed were already destroyed. This discovery can lead to accusations of bad faith or evidence tampering, potentially resulting in severe judicial sanctions and a loss of the case. Typically, these situations occur when an organization performs a manual deletion that is incomplete or fails to account for the copies of data stored in disaster recovery backups. In practice, the court expects your proof of destruction to be accurate and comprehensive across all storage platforms. This realization highlights why the audit process must include a search for residual data that may still be lingering in the dark corners of your network or cloud environments. Every professional should anchor their audit process in the fundamental requirement for a clear, unbroken, and verifiable trail of compliance documentation. This trail should allow an outside observer to follow a record from the moment it was categorized by the policy to the moment it was officially authorized for destruction and finally erased. In practice, this means maintaining a centralized library of audit reports, exception logs, and destruction certificates that are easily accessible for review. Typically, the more transparent and organized this trail is, the more defensible the organization's actions will be in a court of law. What this means is that you are building a professional history of your data management that serves as the ultimate shield for the company's reputation and its legal standing. We have now looked at several practical ways to verify that your records retention program is operating exactly as it was designed and intended by the leadership. By moving beyond the written policy and into the world of technical verification, you are ensuring that your organization is actually reducing its risk and its storage costs. Typically, the most successful practitioners are those who treat auditing as a continuous improvement cycle rather than a one-time gotcha event for the staff. In practice, this approach fosters a collaborative environment where IT and legal work together to refine the systems and the rules based on actual data. This integrated perspective is what differentiates a mature governance program from one that is merely a collection of ignored and ineffective manuals. A highly effective technique for maintaining professional standards is to use a standard checklist to ensure that every internal audit follows the same rigorous and repeatable evaluation process. This checklist ensures that no critical steps such as checking backup tapes or verifying the disposal of physical hardware are overlooked during the review. In practice, using a standardized tool allows you to compare results over time and to identify specific departments that may need additional support or resources. Typically, these checklists are vetted by the legal team and the internal audit department to ensure they meet the organization's broader professional standards. What this means is that you are bringing a high degree of order and discipline to the complex and often messy task of verifying digital compliance. Performing periodic and disciplined audits transforms a passive, forgotten policy into a living and breathing program that significantly reduces your overall legal and storage risks. When employees know that their data practices are being checked, they are much more likely to follow the rules and to participate in the organization's data hygiene efforts. Typically, the most resilient organizations are those that embrace this level of scrutiny as a way to stay agile and to avoid the data bloat that can paralyze a modern business. In practice, the energy you spend on these audits today is what ensures that your records are always a source of strength rather than a potential point of failure. This focus on verification is what defines the next generation of leadership in the fields of cybersecurity and legal governance. This lesson on auditing retention controls for completeness, consistency, and proof is now complete, and you have gained a solid understanding of how to verify the health of your program. We have discussed the definition of an audit, the importance of the certificate of destruction, the value of spot checks, and the necessity of maintaining a clear trail of evidence. A warm and very practical next step for your own professional growth is to take a moment today and officially schedule a short retention review for next Tuesday. As you prepare for that session, consider which department folders you will check and what specific categories of data you will look for to verify their removal. Moving forward with this observant and disciplined mindset will help you ensure that your organization's governance program is always accurate, current, and fully defensible.
Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit BareMetalCyber.com.